This experience is single-handedly the reason why I deleted BOK and never looked back. I know y'all been waiting on this one, so keep watching. We got a story time. So it was a lukewarm spring day in April. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and I had just returned from getting my COVID-19 vaccination shot. This fella that I matched with on the BOK dating app messaged me that he would be in the city and wanted to grab a bite to eat. And well, if you know me, you know my weakness. I'm always down for a good meal. So I attempted to give him restaurant recommendations because he wasn't familiar with the city, and he said he got it. So I let him do his thing. He said he would come pick me up and he would drive, and while I had second thoughts, the passenger princess and me took over. So he drove. Once I got in the car, I realized he was in a rush. He mentioned we needed to hurry up to get to the restaurant because he had already placed the order and had a scheduled pickup time. I found it odd because he never asked me what I wanted to eat from this hearsay restaurant. However, I'm like, well, maybe he wanted to surprise me. So as I'm being driven to the restaurant, we're having small talk. And the small talk became silent when he mentioned he was fighting cases. And at that moment when those words departed from his lips, I looked up at God and said, please, Father, don't let this be the end. He must have picked up on my silent prayers and knew he fucked up. And he immediately stressed that the cases were related to bad decisions he made when he was younger, which is why he was in the military. So I was put slightly at ease, but still very guarded. And throughout the ride, he also mentioned that he was in a rush because he had an appointment after this. He did not say what appointment, just an appointment. Once we arrived to the restaurant, he quickly jumped out the car and sprinted to the door. I found this odd, but thought maybe it was the military in him and he's used to being on time. Once he left the restaurant, he headed and walked towards the passenger door. And just when I thought he was about to hand me this surprise meal, he opened the door and says, I'm running late for the appointment and I need to eat before it, so can you drive? Startled, I looked him in his eyes and proceeded to get out of the car because I've never been put in such situation. So as I got out the car, I immediately realized two things. One, he's a liar. His profile said 6 feet. Why am I looking you face to face as a 5'7" woman? We are the same height. And two, that the food we just rushed to get was not for me. It was just for him. So I was immediately baffled, startled, and infused with rage because I'm only here for the food, and I have no food. He realized how angry I was and offered me a bite. I looked him in his 5'7" eyes and let out the most distasteful no I've ever said in my life. Once we arrived to the appointment, it was my plan to just sit in the car until he was finished. However, he insisted that I come in. And as I headed and walked into the appointment and we entered the building, I realized it just wasn't any appointment. It was a colon cleanse appointment. So the lady that was going to be performing this cleansing of the colon saw me and was startled. And I too was just as startled to see her. And she asked,